Good morning. Welcome to Orange County Public Works John Young Campus. My name is Daryl Moody. I'm Public Relations and Outreach Specialist. I want to thank each of you for coming this morning and sharing this critical information with your viewers as we move into the heart of hurricane season. Our speakers today are Ralphetta Aker, Manager of Fiscal and Operational Support here at Public Works. She's going to talk about Public Works' role in the debris removal process after a storm and how you and your viewers can help in that recovery process should Orange County encounter any impacts from a tropical system this season. She'll be followed by Orange County Utilities Solid Waste Division Manager David Gregory, who will talk about utilities yard waste collection guidelines. So with that, I will hand it off to Ralphetta.
Greetings, Orange County. I am Ralphetta Aker McClary, and I am the manager of the Physical and Operational Support Division here at Orange County Public Works. We are here today to talk about debris specifically that comes as a result of hurricane season and an impact by a local weather event to our residents and to our community. As a part of that debris process, wind, rain may impact us and therefore leave us with additional green debris. This pile represents what that debris looks like or may look like as you cut and clean your homes, as you cut and clean your communities. Orange County has 2 debris removal contractors, Ashbridge and Crowder Gulf, that have responsibility then for picking up debris that looks like this, that are stacks along the right-of-way. Residents have a responsibility to ensure that the debris is placed at the right-of-way, free from fire hydrants, mailboxes, tree cover, as well as electrical lines. And so it should be in a clear spot at your curb line. And our debris contractors will then come through and pick that debris up. This is green debris, vegetative debris that is in its natural state. There are no additional impediments or additional pieces of foreign objects in that debris. The debris that is here on what is my right is considered a mixed pile debris, and it has a varying source of different types of items, different types of pieces that may come from your home. It may include things such as construction. It may include household items. What we encourage residents to do is to not necessarily create a pile that looks like this, but to segment your debris. So if you have green items, trees, bushes, etc., natural growing specimens, they can go into a pile. If there are unfortunate impacts to your home where you may have some construction debris, drywall, carpeting, those types of items, they need to be placed in a separate pile. And then you may have some additional household goods because you've lost electricity, and so therefore you have maybe some food out of the refrigerator, or some of those electrical items have been impacted. That could be a third pile or type of debris. We will come through on our initial pass, our debris contractors, and pick up the green debris, followed by those mixed piles and or subsequent piles. We do a lot of work to ensure that we understand what types of debris is out in our communities so that we can adequately and efficiently and effectively respond to the needs of our citizens following the impact of hurricane. We work very closely with our utilities division and solid waste, the utilities department and our solid waste division, to ensure that all types of debris are removed in an expeditious manner. So I would encourage you, as you look at your homes now, to begin the process of doing the necessary clearing that might help to alleviate a large impact to your residents. Of course, the other thing that we typically see following a hurricane are those wonderful pool covers that we may have that have trees hanging over them. And so the tree comes down and takes out the pool cover. And that then becomes two types of debris, the pool covering and then the tree and or vegetative debris. So with that, I would like to hand this off to our solid waste team as our debris truck comes in. Now, I want to caution you that our trucks may vary. So what you will see here today is one of our claw trucks that will come in and pick up the debris, the green vegetative debris in this process, and then it will move off. And as it moves off, I will hand this off to solid waste. As the truck picks up the debris, I will indicate that this debris is in excess of 3 cubic yards. So please, as you are working in your yards, as you have individuals that you may have assisting you, take a look at the size of the debris pile that you are generating to ensure that it is a larger pile of debris. And our team will begin their process for removal. Now, I will point out that as the truck is picking up the large debris, there is some residue that is falling off of the limbs and off of the tree branches. So you may find that as the debris contractor moves from your home to the next, that there may be some small vegetative items left behind. And we would encourage you to assist us in this process of debris removal by cleaning up that small residue that remains. It'll be leaves and some small twigs. And of course, that would fit within the confines and the definitions of our utilities yard waste disposal guidelines. So there may be some small leftover items because, of course, a claw truck is only able to pick up some of those larger, big ticket items. Wrap it up. So with that, we want to thank our Public Works team, our John Young Maintenance Unit, for their display and for their participation today as well. And I will turn the mic over to our Utilities Solid Waste Manager.
Good morning. I'm David Gregory. I'm with the Utilities Solid Waste Management Division. And as our debris pile finishes getting picked up, I'm here today to speak about yard waste. And yard waste is a service that's provided once each week to every single-family residence in Orange County. And yard waste is different from the debris. As you notice, that was a large pile. It was haphazardly set out. It has very large items. It is not organized, but the yard waste is picked up by a wholly separate type of truck, and it's collected, and we require certain guidelines for collection so that that material can be collected by the collection crew. What we require is material must be either in bags, bundles, or in a can. And as you can see here, there are yard waste in bags, there's yard waste in cans, and we also have yard waste in bundles and smaller items. If you have a tree stump or a piece of wood, can be set out as a loose item. The size requirements are they cannot be any longer than 3 feet, and any single item or container or bundle cannot weigh more than 60 pounds. And it's important that the residents think now about preparing for the storms and be prepared. Take the time to trim your trees now and set it out following these yard waste guidelines, because after a storm, or right before the storm, we will suspend collection so that the collection vehicles and the people that work at the landfill can get home before the hurricane starts, before there's tropical storm force winds. So that means we stop collecting garbage and we stop collecting any material at the curb well before a storm hits. So please don't wait to the last minute, or you will find that your material continues to sit at the storm or sit at the curb when a storm is approaching. After the storm, many people will take the smaller items that they have and prepare them as yard waste so that it can be picked up by the yard waste collector. The yard waste collector will collect what we have under contract. We collect week to week the same material set out in this manner. We will collect up to 3 cubic yards, which is approximately the size of 3 stoves or 3 washing machines. So this material is collected by hand. After the storm, the collection company will go house to house, collecting up to 3 cubic yards. If there's more than that at the curb, they'll leave it at the curb, move to the next house. We go from house to house to house, collecting up to 3 cubic yards from each house so that everybody receives service. What does occur is the yard waste collection will fall behind schedule. It's kind of it's just a fact that the big debris trucks are handling the big debris. The yard waste trucks are collecting the yard waste, 3 cubic yards at a time, moving house to house to house, so that they will collect behind schedule, but they will continue to go. We have our friends from Waste Pro here are going to show you how we collect the material when it's yard waste. And as you notice, distinctly different approach than the big debris collection. That is manually collected, has to be conforming to the no more than 3 cubic yards per household collected each time, 60 pounds, 3 feet in length. And during normal circumstances, we actually even remove the material from bags. After the storm, it's most of the time we continue to collect in the bags intact. But the idea is we remove it from the bags during regular circumstances so that we can recycle this yard waste and make beneficial use of the material. So, with that, thanks to the hardworking guys here from Waste Pro. Imagine collecting this from 1,000 households every day, moving house to house to house. So it does take time to collect yard waste. And the one thing after any storm we ask people, please be patient. Things take time. It takes time to collect the debris. It takes time to collect yard waste. And again, patience is always asked for. Thank you very much. Back to you, Daryl.
All right, that concludes the demonstration portion. At this time, David and Ralphetta can take some questions if you have those. We'll also make them available for one-on-ones. So, Ralphetta, anybody got a question for Ralphetta? Okay, we'll just... Yes. Yeah. Ralphetta, do you want to...
So am I on now? Okay. You all received a handout on picking up the pieces. It is available on the county's website for all of our residents. I will indicate that the pile that was in the middle is what on this list is number 3, vegetative debris. The pile that is here on the end is what we consider to be a mixed pile of household goods, white goods, electronics, and construction debris. And then, of course, the pile that was on the very end that David covered is your household garbage, your normal household. That particularly was yard waste, and that meets with your normal yard waste pickup by solid waste. So I would encourage the residents to familiarize themselves with this document and with the different types of debris, because of course that will help us to expedite the pickup. As David has said, it is not a quick process. It is a tedious, intentional process, and so we do ask our residents to be patient, that we are coming. We may not get to a particular community as fast as some of the communities might wish. We start with those areas in Orange County that have been highly impacted and where there has been a large generation of debris that is outside of the scope of the solid waste components when we start doing the debris pickup. So we encourage patience. You saw it took about 10 minutes for the truck to pick up the pile that was here. And of course, each pile has a load capacity, which means that once it has reached that capacity, it has to go back to a set location to empty and then return to that particular subdivision or that particular community. So we thank you, and we are here for questions.
Okay, like I said, we can make David and Ralphette available for one-on-one. So just want to thank you again all for being here, helping to share this critical information. We also hope you'll join us for Orange County's Hurricane Expo tomorrow. We're going to have safety tips, free preparedness items for folks. You'll be able to meet emergency responders and their safety vendors. We'll also have meteorologist Amy Sweezy with her predictions for the hurricane season. Again, the expo is tomorrow from 9 to 1 at Evans High School. Thank you all for joining us.